Are we good? Are we live? Let me get everything refreshed and going. Let me see. All right. I know we're on early, but I want to make sure everything's good. Okay, we are live. I just want to make sure everybody can hear me. Mario, you're the first one here first. Let me know if the sound is good. I had some problems with the links on Instagram, so I don't know if that was working right or not. Merch Studios, hey, what's up? Let me know if the sound is good, just so I can keep on going and make sure everything's right before I go back into the show. And then I don't know what's happening. Zach, what's up? Keeping Deals, what's up? Trey, Annette, what? Motobiker, hello. Sunny Project, what's up? Live from Vegas, sourcing Nordstrom. I like that. Peter, Javier says sounds good. All right, cool. Bobby, C's G's, I know. Been a minute. I know, and I'm on a little early too. I just came back from Dallas. I did like a presentation over there. It was really cool. Shout out to everybody that showed up in Dallas. We had like quite a bit of people, like 40 to 50 people. So that was cool. I still got to post up some photos, the presentation, the video. I'll get that uploaded. What's up, Reezy? Good to see you. Unique Heat from EP. And Mario from Miami. All right, cool. Flip Monkeys, what's up? Yeah, I'm on early today. It just flew back, so I wanted to make sure I got everything that I wanted to talk about, since I was at different stores over there, Ross, Marshalls, Burlington, checking out. I did find some deals, which we are going to talk about, and I want to just kind of go into the trends for August, what we can kind of expect for the next couple of, or at least for September, what we kind of expect, so we can talk about that. Aaron, what's up, man? It was good meeting you out there. So good to see you. It was cool going to the presentation, meeting up. I'll post the pictures on Instagram, so we can take a look at that and tag you on that. What's up? Let's see, Wolfie777. What's up? Jorge, what's up? Latanya, right? Hi. Nice to see you. Lord Kingdom from Buffalo. Nice. And let's see. Cleat deals must see. Yeah, we're going to talk about that. You may want to sleep on it. Hey, what's up? Good to see you too. And Trey picked up 4 pairs Adidas Freak High football cleats, 3 black, 1 white yesterday. And let me see, $17.99 each. Is a good buy or no? That one I gotta double check. I haven't really done my research on that one. But a lot of the times with cleats, I mean, $16.99, you can't go wrong with those deals. But let me double check on that one. I'd have to look it up. Jose, Jennifer, hi from San Diego, nice. And checked out Ross and Marshalls today. Didn't find anything because I wasn't too sure. So maybe we can clear some of those questions up. All right. So before we start, let me go back. Sorry. Wolf says Star Wars Lego Rebel Comeback from what? TJ Maxx. More than 100 on eBay. Got mine for $20 at TJ Maxx. Nice. I only have one TJ Maxx. I'm going to have to go double check that one store. Kind of sucks. Majori Richardson. Hi. Nice to see you. And before I start too, I had some random. So when I was out of town, random Facebook request and Instagram followers and stuff. So someone wrote an article about my story on paying off debt. If you haven't seen it, I'm gonna put it right here in the chat if you want to read over it. Seems like a really long link. Hopefully it takes you there, because I was like, what is this? Hold on. I think I got stuck for some reason. I guess the Facebook part got in there. Hold on. Let's see if this works. And I had like random people contact me, like, what was going on? Even like local people were like, I didn't know you were doing this, and all this stuff. So I was answering a bunch of questions, but if you haven't seen it, you can read it there. And apparently it came out on different like news sources. So I was pretty pumped that it came out. Tony, nice. Oh yeah, it was super cool on Monday. Good to meet you there. It was cool talking to you for a little bit. We took a couple of photos. So good to see you, Tony, in the live chat. And Akeem, finally got to see you live. Nice. Jorge trying to buy some cleats. We're going to talk about some cleats right now. Tony just copped some Flyknit racers from Burlington for $30. That's a pretty good price. Better than $50, $60, because I've seen them way higher. And Merch Studios went to Ross today to buy some cleats. First time today. Did you find anything? Let me know. G Jasso, yes, read it. Interesting read. Thanks, appreciate it. And Jose says, congrats. Cool, thank you for that. And we're almost there to like 70 people watching now. So what I wanted to get to today was just, of course, sourcing in El Paso, which I always do. That's where I live. But going to Dallas, I saw some similar things on Ross, Marshalls, Burlington, on both from El Paso and Dallas. Things I wanted to talk about, and kind of like where I see Ross, Burlington, and Marshalls trending. Are they trending up? Are they kind of like mid-range trending? I guess going down. What's kind of going on right now, at least in those areas and in my area? And then the people in the chat can let me know what's going on in their area. We can kind of talk about it. So the first one is Ross. I wanted to get to. And what I noticed was like a super popular location in Dallas. So we have 3 things for each. Here's number 3 for Ross. Okay, so when we went to Ross, I noticed that one store was just wiped out completely. And I know this is because school, backpacks, shoes, a lot of the kids' shoes gone right now. And a lot of that has to do with school. Just starting this week, especially in Dallas. It started in El Paso maybe like 2 weeks ago. School is just starting up. So if you go into some of these Ross stores and you notice that backpacks and a lot of the kids' youth shoes are a little slow right now, yeah, that's like super popular time for that because of school. So hopefully give it some time. They will rebuild. And even some of the men's shoes, like some of the smaller men's shoes that I've noticed back to school, especially high school, things like that, a lot less shoes than normal. And really just depends on your Ross and how popular that area is. But with school starting up right now, just be prepared for that. It might be a little slow for the next, week or two until we get everything going for the fall. Next thing I wanted to talk about. Oh, let me close this. Next thing I wanted to talk about is winter. Winter is almost here. We're kind of getting into the fall, but Ross, you've probably already seen Halloween stuff is already out, and they're preparing for fall and winter already. But to throw that in there, some jackets have slowly started to come out for men's and women's. Try to capitalize on these high-end jackets as early as possible. Right now, I've only seen kind of like Levi's and some here and there, some iffy stuff. I haven't really seen some of that high-end stuff that I've seen before. Usually that comes later on when winter starts. But, man, Ross is really, really starting early. I mean, we're not even in September yet, and we're starting to see those jackets come out already for men and women. But try to capitalize early if you can. Some of the Rosses I noticed in Dallas didn't even have like those high-end jackets in a certain area yet. So that might take a little time too. But when they do, don't overlook it. Go through it. Check out those high-end jackets. See if there's anything worth there. Check out first. And then just keep in mind, they're going to keep getting these jackets out more and more and more. And in the next 2 months, it's going to get a lot better. Austin, what's up? We're doing good. And the last one for Rosto is a huge rumor. So I talked to a couple of employees, here in El Paso, a couple of them in Dallas that we were kind of talked to. I think the first day that I went, I was just kind of looking around because I did notice that a lot of the NBA jerseys, we know that Nike's going to do the jerseys from here on out. We've seen the Steph Curry jersey, I think, at Ross lately. And what I've heard, you're going to see a lot of these NBA jerseys come out a lot more now that Nike's going to start up. NBA season is actually not too far from now. So you might start seeing these NBA jerseys come up from Adidas, and some of them are still worth picking up, especially if they're a little bit lower in price. As far as, I guess, with like Golden State, if you're talking about like the Curry jerseys, I think they might be over flooded like right now, on eBay. But if you find like Klay Thompson and even like Draymond Green, even some of the KD ones might be a little, I guess, over flooded on eBay right now. But some of those other like players, role players that you can pick up, I would definitely do so. Some of the Kobe's have been doing good. Obviously, Kobe retired already. Those Adidas jerseys, I would definitely pick up those. I've had some subscribers had some really good success. If you can find the Kobe jerseys at Ross or Burlington, but I would just look out for more of these NBA jerseys coming out now that Nike's going to do them. But if they are low priced at Ross, I would definitely pick them up, especially for players that are still playing on those teams. Some of these jerseys are changing a little bit design-wise, but some of them are still very, very similar. The player's still there. Look out for that. Jose, what's up? Saying hi to you there. Oh, let me see. I think you said hi earlier too. But what's up, Jose? Good to see you there. And Merch Studios, I picked up 6 pairs the Nike Alpha Pro. And Merch Studios, was that at Marshall's? Let me know. I think might have been Marshall's. Carlos Hyper Venom Phantom 2s for $30. Nice. And let's see. What are some high-end jacket brands? So when I used to pick them up, I used to see some of those Destroyer Nike jackets back in the day. So you're looking at the leather sleeves. You're looking for those. I've saw some of them at Ross. That was like years back. But some of the North Face, Columbia, some of the Levi's stuff is actually still doing pretty good, but depends on the actual jacket. So those 3 I can probably name right off the bat that you should be kind of looking for. Michael Kors will do good for women. Not necessarily for men. North Face too, if they are really good priced. I mean, you'll see some high priced North Face high-end jackets for men and women that you want to pass on. But if you can find them low price, sometimes we already know how Ross is. They're a little weird, low priced, and then next thing you know, they're high priced at a different store. But just try to get in early, see what you can find from the high-end stuff. Merch Studios from Ross, nice. They were $19.99. Found 5 Adidas 16 plus Pure Chaos cleats. Was that at Burlington? Let me know. Stabbed by girl. Let me know if that was at Burlington. Zero Gaming, addicted to Ross and Marshalls. I know, it starts getting addicting after a while, especially once you start finding some of these deals. It gets a little crazy. But that's what we want to talk about too, is improving on that. So Marshalls, all right, we talked about Ross a little bit. Remember, we're only doing like 3 tips for each. Some of the trends that are going on right now. But Marshalls, let's go next. And Marshalls, I have it really, really trending up. I've seen a lot of high-end cleats starting to come out more and more at Marshalls. And usually my Marshalls in my area is not really that great. But in Dallas, a lot of good finds out there. So Marshalls, I have trending up. Before we talk about the cleats, let me talk about the other 2 things to look out for before that. The first thing, yellow tag madness right now. A lot of items are super cheap on yellow tag, which is the lowest clearance you're going to get. I talked about this in the presentation too, and I've mentioned it in some other videos. But when you're going to Marshalls, we're talking about our regular price. This is an example. I picked up like a Star Wars playset like 2 years ago that was selling for like $160 on FBA. It was $79.99. It was $79. It went down to $59. That was the red tag. And then it went down to $39 on the yellow tag. Yellow tag usually means final clearance. Like, we're not going to go lower than that. That's it. So yellow, there, we're done. So I want to just make sure you guys can try to find these yellow tags. A lot of clothing items as low as like $4 for like jeans. If you're into that, because my niche is a little different. I know I'm talking about basketball shoes and cleats, jerseys, things like that. But if you're into, women's clothing, men's clothing, some of the button-up shirts, jeans, things like that, then this is perfect for you. And right now, Marshalls has the best deals on yellow tag. So try to get that before they're gone, because I know they have like certain clearance racks before you get into like deep into those sections, and they have them all there for about $4 for the random tops and jeans. So look out for that. Let me go back in the chat real quick. Lord Kingdom found women's Michael Kors jackets at Ross. Nice. How much were they though? Because I know some of them are a little pricey. Stabbed by Girl says, yes, it was at Burlington. We talked about the Pure Chaos. extra insoles and the wrench. Nice. And some have the extra studs, even better. Kenneth, what's up? Hustlebee is here in the chat. Celia Gonzalez says, watching from Houston. Let me know how you're doing out there in Houston. And one of the things, like if you are watching from Houston, like you said, if there's, I don't know, like I get a little weird when it comes to like the media stuff, when it comes to like what's going on over there right now and the flooding. And I've just heard like different stories and people talking about weird things. And I know it's like really, really bad out there from the people that I actually know and that I have been talking to. And it feels like the media and whatever they're covering is like, I don't know, like I don't think they really cover everything and how much people are going through right now. But if you're watching from Houston, let me know what are the better, or I guess who, or what's the better person or who I can talk to or to donate or anything like that, and what people have been doing for donating for Houston right now. Because I've heard mixed things and people need different necessities right now. And I want to do something, especially for the channel, to get back to Houston somehow. So let me know if you're watching from Houston, the best way to approach that and what we can do. All right, let me go back up into the chat before we get back. Yes, yellow tag is pure butter. There we go. Yes, yellow tag for sure. Red Ultra Boost last week for size 13 for $60, but I spent too much already that day. So it's kind of interesting. I can look at that. Capone, hello. Good to see you. Lord Kingdom. Yes, they were pricey. We're talking about the jackets. Which sizes for cleats sell the best for you? So football cleats, we're looking at like 10, 11, 12. Soccer cleats, we're talking about like 6, 7, 8, 9 does really good too. Because soccer, we're talking about, you know, smaller, skinnier players. And then football players, totally different. 10, 11, 12 have been doing pretty good for me. And then we're going into like basketball shoes. I know it's random, but now we're talking about 10, 11, 12, 13 plus. So even some of those huge shoes that I've sold before, you know, size 16, 17, 18 basketball shoes, you still can't go wrong, especially if you're if the cost is very low. What are the best cleats you have right now? We're going to actually talk about that. It's actually going to be talking about the Marshalls. Julio, what's up? And Jeff, what's up? Kevin, man, everyone's coming in. Good to see you guys all here in the live chat. I know it's an early show, but I just flew in, so I wanted to get the show and talk about the stuff that I was thinking about on the plane. So I figured I can just talk about that now before it gets a little later. Been dry at Ross, still finding Kaepernick jerseys. When does Marshalls do their yellow tag sales? That's a good question. With yellow tag sales, because I've seen them like go down to the red tag and then like a month later, now they're down to the yellow tag. But usually this happens for seasons. So right now we're in August. So the reason why they do have these yellow tags, they're finally clearing this out. They're getting ready for winter. Marshalls hasn't brought out their jackets and all of that yet, at least that I've seen. Ross has. Marshalls hasn't done it yet. They're still preparing for fall and then winter. So that's why you saw the yellow tag now. So the next time it might happen will probably be after the Christmas rush in December, January, to kind of prepare again, to get that going. And then they do it again, I think might be April, I think, when they do it again. I did read it on a website on when they usually do their sales. So I'm going to have to look in that again, and I'll let you guys know. Josh, what's up? Good to see you here. My area is pretty good now. So we're talking about Houston. It was rough the other days. People were breaking into stores and robbing people. If you are trying to donate money, whoa, let me go back. If you're trying to donate money, why is the Kevin Hart one is good? Okay, that's good to hear. At least I know a little bit more. Kevin, are you still in El Paso? Yes, I just flew in. I was out of town for a little bit. Mercurials, what for $19.99? Was that at Marshalls? Let me know. Green Granny Resale, good to see you. Heading to Ross. Wish me luck. Yes, let us know what you find. Super pumped for you. So let me know. CR7 Superflies for $15 on clearance. That's a pretty good deal. New Balance, which we're actually going to talk about that too. And this time from Marshalls. That was from Lord Kingdom. Picked up those. And let me see. Capone says he picked up. Talking about that and which color he picked up. Black. Talking about yellow tag. All right, cool. And let me see. $4.99 at Ross. Nice. Okay. And yep, at Marshalls. And what's up? And Green Granny resell. Thumbs up. All right, let me go back. What I was talking about with Marshalls. And that was, okay. We talk about the yellow tag. My next thing I would tell you for Marshalls, this has to do with the kids' jerseys. If you go to the kids' jerseys, you're probably going to see some NFL jerseys out there for some weird reason at my Marshalls. We have like random Sammy Watkins Bills jerseys, which if you follow him recently, he knows he's no longer with the Bills. We got them in El Paso for kids, and they are the NFL game jerseys. Now, for some reason, Nike called them game, but really they're like the replica. So they're screen printed. They're not sewn, and they have these in the kids section for $34.99. Of course, that's an easy pass. We already know Watkins doesn't play for them anymore. We know we're not going to get the money for it. But if you are in different cities, I did see a lot of like JJ Watt, some Hopkins jerseys, players that do play for the Texans and other teams right now. And for the Cardinals, like when I was in Arizona, I did see Carson Palmer jerseys, some Fitzgerald jerseys. But for some reason, all of the kids' jerseys were $35. I don't know why. Way too much. Just pass on all those kids' jerseys. They will go down on clearance. So 2 years ago, I picked up some JJ Watt jerseys for kids. They started off at $35. They eventually went to $29. Then they went down to like $25. You can pick these up. I think the lowest they'll go to for those kids' jerseys that I've seen at Marshalls will be like $16. They might go down to $12. But that I think is like the lowest they'll go. When they go down to $12 or $16, that's when you can pick up these screen printed jerseys for kids. You will sell them. And now you can sell them for like the 30, 35, even some sold for 40 from the JJ Watt jerseys that I did find. So just keep that in mind and just be patient with those kids jerseys because 35 is just way too much for those. All right, let me go back up and see where I am. Okay, so yeah, they open up my high school for people, let them stay. All right, cool. So thanks for letting us know. That was about the Houston, what's going on. Let's see, merch studios. The Cleats seem like some sort of starting place for doing shoes for Ross and Burlington rather than all of the shoes. Yeah. Well, what's good about merch studios? What's good about Cleats? Oh, easy starting place. Yeah. What's good about the Cleats is that they're so cheap. Your risk is very low at $16.99, at $19.99. You're not risking a lot of money compared to some of the basketball fines that we've seen, $39, $49, $59. It gets ridiculous when you're talking about LeBron 13s and all of those that are getting into like $69.99, $74.99, $79.99. We don't want to spend that much money on this, especially for those shoes, but they really have to be like a high quality shoe that we're confident about that are going to sell if we are going to put in more money. But yeah, you are right. Cleats are easy, a good starting place for like new hustlers that are getting into it because the cost is very low. All right, let me go back. Let me see. Debbie, nice to see you. Saying hi to you, Debbie and Capone. We're talking there. G Jasso says hi. So good to see you, Debbie, in the chat. Kenneth, yeah, kids' jerseys are way more expensive. Totally agree. I don't know why. Jeff, I sold those New Balance pair I picked up at Burlington at the Phoenix meetup. Nice that I pointed out. That's totally cool. I sold mine, which you saw my completed listing, and then you picked them up. So that's pretty cool. Glad to hear that you sold those. Bill's fan base is strong there. Loyal, I know. They're crazy. You should see their tailgating. It's out of control. Richard, yeah, my name is G Customs 41. I don't have anything right now because I just flew in and then I'm going to leave again on Wednesday. I'm going to go to Seattle. So I am going to be taking pictures, getting everything ready to go. Once I come back from Seattle, I got to list everything, like 100, 200 something items, I think, that I'm like way behind. And Trey, totally appreciate it. $5 from the super chat. So yeah, can you give a shout out to my wife, Seville? She just started reselling, loves your channel. Totally appreciate it, Trey, for that $5 on the super chat. So shout out to you, Trey, and your wife who just started reselling. Totally cool. Ray is in the house. Good to see you, Ray. And Girl on Fire says hi. Good to see you. And Bobby says props to Trey. There we go. Thumbs up to you, buddy. All right. Let me go back. Now let's get into the cleats, which I wanted to get into. So Marshalls, on why I feel like Marshalls is trending up. The cleats right now, they're getting a lot more in that I think I've ever seen before. Like I said, my Marshalls is a little slow. They're slowly getting there. But Dallas, though, they had really, really good finds. So we're going to talk about those. And let me see what I was talking about that. Okay, so I'm going to talk about that and then get into the price-wise. The Tiempos, I did pick up some of these. Actually only picked up 2 pairs. Let me show you here. Let me make sure I have my camera right so you guys can see them. But what I like about it and what we know is that Marshalls goes by the $20 cleat rule. And for some weird reason, like, you know, Ross can go, like some of their cleats, I've seen as high as like $39.99. You know what's funny though too is that at Marshalls they had some Under Armour kids baseball cleats, $49.99. But yet these Tiempo, which are definitely going to sell, are $19.99. I don't know why, but Marshalls, they just love $19.99 for cleats, and they always have comparable value to $40, which is also, I think, is kind of funny. Which we know they're way more than that. So I did pick up these. I picked up 2 pairs. Marshalls there in Dallas. Let me go here. If you follow me on Instagram at Hustler Hacks, I did show these Magistas that I did pick up. These are indoor, but they were also, let me show you, $19.99. I don't think you can see the price. They're roughly selling right now for about like $80 range. Not a huge flip, but also they're indoor. They might hold on to them a little bit longer, but I picked up 2 pairs of these. And let me see. Now these, I think a lot of people have started to see more and more of these, at least on Instagram. These like blue Tiempo, which I think, oh man, I mean, there wasn't a whole lot of them on eBay. They're starting to get more and more of them. I'm going to talk about why this is important, that we should talk about these shoes, on what happens, you know, when we get a lot of sellers onto these same products. The Ordens, the Magista Ordens, I picked up these. I picked up 3 pairs of these, I think. So this was a really, really good find. I know Hustlebee, Ken, he's out there. He's already sold plenty of these probably, but they're selling, at least what I saw, 120, 130 range. So that was a good find. And then the Mercurials, I picked up only 1 pair. They are kind of huge, but when you find the boots, I mean, you can't pass for $20. So I picked up those. I did fill up the suitcase. I got like 12 pairs total while I was there in Dallas. So Marshall's just really coming out with new cleats more and more, and I've seen some pretty good stuff. And so Marshall's, I feel, is like trending upward and bringing out more and more cleats. And of course, $20. If you have a lot of Marshalls in your area, I mean, take full advantage. I only have, let's see, 1, 2, 3. We have 4 Marshalls, and 2 of them are like super far away. So that doesn't help me. I had to really drive far to get to them. But Dallas has like 16 Marshalls, and all scattered Dallas, Fort Worth area. But Dallas, it seem like they really, really have really good stuff. Okay, let me go back up. See the chat. Casey, thanks for the help. Yeah, no problem. Casey, good to see you in the chat. You're always here, you know, supporting the channel. So appreciate that. Zach, yes, I did hear about this company. So there's a company that just started up. That's you get a new jersey each week for a month. You get to rent out a jersey, $20 subscription, which I think that's hilarious because some of the Marshalls and Ross, I mean, can you rent out a Kaepernick jersey? They're $5 at Ross. So I get it. Some jerseys are super pricey, but I don't know. I've seen a lot of good prices on eBay because a lot of people in their areas have been finding certain teams and then they've been flipping them on eBay. But even to buy them, there haven't really been that pricey. So I bought a Dolphins limited Sue jersey, and someone, I mean, she probably got it at Burlington, this seller, for probably $20, but she was only selling it for like $45. And I was kind of surprised. I mean, I'd pay $45 all day for a limited Nike $150 jersey than to spend a $20 subscription fee. So I'm kind of interested to see what happens with this, but yeah, I thought it was kind of funny. And then of course you have bandwagoners too. They're gonna be like, oh yeah, once Patriots start doing good, I'm a Patriots fan. Let me rent out this Brady jersey for this month. Yeah, I could see how it could do good, but I would just probably look on eBay and see what kind of prices are going on. And people are letting go of some pretty good jerseys for good prices. Spider gear is starting to show up at Ross. Have you had much luck with these? I have, and I used to pick up Spider at Marshall's, and Ross never really used to get Spider, and then now they're starting to get them. I have sold some jackets. I actually picked up a heavy duty Spider jacket from Burlington that was on clearance. I think the retail was like $190. Burlington had it for $39. So now that winter's coming up, perfect time for it. But yeah, I would definitely look at the Spider gear, fleece, some of the jackets, some of the thicker, high-end, bigger winter coats, things like that. If you have a really, really good price on it, I would definitely pick it up. Let me go back down. Let me see. Nice finds from Ken. Talking about the cleats. I like Burlington and Marshalls. Consistent prices, $16.99 and $19.99. Ross is all over the place. Yes, they are. They are completely random. One store, $39. The next store, $19.99. I don't know. Al, did you go to Dallas to source? So I went for a presentation. I gave a presentation to they're like a local Dallas eBay group, and they had maybe like 50 people that went. I did a presentation. I talked about my channel and my story, Ross, Marshalls, Burlington, things like that. And then we had some sourcing trips the day after that and the next day in the morning. So this morning we had a sourcing trip, and we ended up finding some of this good stuff at Marshalls. But I really went for that. I didn't go to source, but of course I ended up sourcing. Always happens, and I ended up picking up like 12 pairs. So I just loaded up the suitcase with those cleats. Let me see. Do you ever get Viros from Nike, or are these selling on eBay? Not too sure. I don't think I've seen or sold anything like that. That's from Debbie. I can double check and see what's going on, so I can answer your question the best possible. They recently opened a Marshalls in here, downtown San Francisco. I'll look tomorrow. Nice. There we go. Talking about the Viros, so someone answered that too. List is new, so they don't get Viros from manufacturers. Okay, cool. So I think they were talking about that. I was trying to read the questions for that. Jeff, a bunch of Spider light jackets have been showing up at Ross for $18, but I haven't picked them up. No sold on eBay. So yeah, I might want to wait on those. For $18 too, they might go down on price. So this is the one I wanted to talk about, just a little bit about it and what's going to happen, because I've seen a lot more on Instagram, and a lot of people are going to start, putting them on eBay, which is not bad. But keep in mind, Marshalls and these stores, I always have to keep telling some of the people about it too. And I mentioned this in my presentation when I was in Dallas, because I don't think people really understand it yet, because I'm still getting some of these emails that come in. So that's why I want to talk about it. So all right, for example, pick these up at Marshalls. Remember, Marshalls is not going to replenish these items. There is no need to lowball on eBay. And for this one here, like if they're selling for 90 or 120 or 130, keep them high. You're going to have the buyers, come through. It's a $20 risk. Do not panic. So I had an email of someone that emailed me I think last week. They're like, Glenn, I sold these Untouchables. They were $16.99, of course. They were from Burlington, and I sold them for $40 free shipping. Is that good or is that bad? I feel like I could have done better. And my response was, you could have done a lot better. I mean, they were selling for $100 plus. And if you go look at the listings now, there's a lot less than what there was about a month and a half ago. So if you would have waited it out and been patient on it, yeah, you would have totally gotten the money that you could have gotten for those. I mean, $40 free shipping, and you're buying them for $16.99. You're not making much anyway. Um, you're just not really doing anything, not only for everybody else that's trying to sell them, but for yourself. You're not really making money, period. Especially with free shipping, you've probably only made like, $7 off of that, and you could have done way better. And that's what I feel like is going to happen with this shoe. Now that I've seen more of them on Instagram, do not panic if you're only spending $20. There's no need. I mean, your risk is very low. We know they're high-end indoor or regular cleats. The retail on them is $175. There's no need to do that. And he's it's kind of funny. I mean, sorry to this dude that did contact me, but he's like, yeah, and they sold super quick. Of course they sold super quick. They were so low. They were $40. Everybody else had them super high, and now they're out. They're not being replenished. They're going to be way harder to find. And that was your time to capitalize on those specific cleats. So something else will come around. You can make your money on that, whatever shoe or jersey or hoodie or something that comes around, you can make money on. Cool. It will happen. But for those specific cleats, that was your time. That was the time to make the money on it. You didn't do it. It didn't happen. Fine. You learn from that. You move on. But just know that next time, do your research and make the money that you can make. Period. Yeah, Kenneth, pure patient. I know. Jeff, totally agree with ruining the market in that case. Most of them are losing money based on what I see. Yeah, some of them are really, really tanking these, and they're just hurting their own business. And I mean, if that's how you want to run it, you're going to learn from your mistakes. In that case, I do get it, but also learn from the very first one. Like, if your first pair sold super quick, that should be a sign to you. Someone bought them quickly because they noticed on the newly listed cleats, newly listed of that item, that this was just way low. It was lower than all of the other ones. They probably bought them from you, and then they resold it on eBay because they could even still resell them at $40, for the 100 or the 120 or the 130. So in that case, yeah, try to learn even from the first one. If they sell very, very quickly, you priced them too low. The next 2, 3, 4 pairs, raise up the price, get more money for it. And in that case, that person, he ended up selling 4 pairs total. At least what he told me in the email. And yeah, he's going to have to hold on to those the next time and be patient with it. Latanya says, so should he have priced based off the highest priced he has seen it sell for on eBay within the past 30 days? Not necessarily. He could have gone for the highest priced. Some of them may have gone to like 160 range. I probably would have gone that high. I would go within the mid range. Like, how can you compete with some of the other sellers that are out there to where you're still making quite a bit of money? So in my case, I definitely wouldn't have gone super low. I wouldn't even have gone to the next lowest. And I wouldn't have gone super high. I would have gone mid range, in between, that you're very competitive with everybody else. That you can still see that most of those cleats were going for, like low end, they were going for 80. So 40 was like, you're giving them away. 80 was probably the lowest I would have gone if you really feel like you needed that money now. Some people are in different situations. That I totally understand. But most of those were going for like 100 to 120, some as high as 130. So that was like the going range for them. So that's what I would have priced it at. Let me see. Let me go back. And all right. Are you a hype beast? I don't know. I really don't care for the name. I'm actually a seller. I make money. That's really what I do. I think we covered most of that. I think for the cleats. All right. And let me go to, or are we okay? We talked about the cleats. We talked about pricing wise and what's good for that. Merch studios. Now I can get into the Burlington stuff. But merch studios, are the football cleats better now versus the soccer cleats, or do they both sell year round, or when do the football and soccer seasons start? Well, soccer is actually more popular like overseas more than the US. So you're pretty much all year round you're good when it comes to soccer. Right now is like really football season. I would look for these cleats, the football cleats to sell starting from like July all the way through December. Football starts slowing down, of course. Now, once January and February, people still do have like playoffs and all of that. So in that case, you're still fine. But yeah, there is kind of like before summer that weird range when it starts where like football cleats aren't really that popular. But right now, we're still in the good time for football cleats. Soccer cleats, I would source for those and sell those all year round. Just because also they're just so popular outside of the US. It's like a totally different market. And you're probably going to see a lot of these, like Kenneth said, global shipping program, because they can't get these cleats for anywhere near $20. The fact that we're finding them for $20, they find it as like a luxury because they can't find them anywhere near that dirt cheap. So if they can pick them up for 80, 90, 100, that's really good for them. So that really helps. Yes, I am in the global shipping program, and I've noticed different cleats, and a lot of the New Balance that were made in the USA are selling, in the global shipping program. It's kind of weird, right? Like made in the USA, they're here at Burlington. Some people are picking them up, some aren't. But now, like United Kingdom, those are the buyers that are picking up the made in the USA New Balance. So that's probably my word of advice for that stuff. Jeff, thanks for the info. Yeah, totally. And Eric, what's up? Good to see you here. And all right, let's get into Burlington. My 3 tips for Burlington, at least the things that I've kind of noticed here in El Paso and in Dallas that we can kind of talk about. Burlington overall for me has been kind of trending down. It hasn't really been trending down for other people in different areas, but for my area and what it seemed like in Dallas, a little trending downward. Let me tell you why. A lot of the Adidas cleats, which we talked about earlier, the Pure Chaos, which someone picked up, 4 or 5 pairs. It's been a while since I've seen a lot of the Adidas cleats in my area, and even in Dallas, I ended up I think I went to like 4 different Burlingtons. I did not see any of those. But then again, we're talking about being at the right store at the right time, and those are the factors that I think people kind of ignore. Like you're going into this store like at a certain time and place of the month and week and day. You could go at noon and be like, all right, cool. I found some cleats. Someone could go later on that day at 4 or 5 p.m. and they end up finding way more. Or that person that went at noon cleared out all the cleats. You went at 4 or 5 and now they're gone. But yet the next day, you go at 12 and now they're unboxing like, a shipment of cleats. It's totally weird. It's exactly like that. My example for Marshalls, when I flew into Dallas, we went to one of the malls. Oh, we actually went the next day, me and the wife, and there was nothing. Like Marshalls, I didn't find anything. I was like, okay, cool. They're probably still a little depleted from the weekend. It's Monday. Cool. I go back on Tuesday, and then now there's a whole bunch of cleats that weren't there the day before. That's why I tell people go as much as you can, as much as possible. Every day is a brand new opportunity that you could find something, and just don't think that, all right, I didn't find something yesterday, I'm probably not going to find something today. It's not like that. Something brand new could happen every day. You never know until you go. And Jeff, Let's see. And oh, Kenneth. Yeah, Burlington has been poop for him. So there we go. And Jeff, I hit Burlington a couple of weeks ago with 6 or 7 pairs. Before and after has been nothing though. Yeah, it seemed a little slow, and even in Dallas, it seemed a little slow. Do I know Cleatstagram? I do know of the channel and Instagram, but I haven't really talked to him or anything. But it would be interesting though to do kind of like a show or collab or something. So that would be cool for Cleatstagram. But I definitely you should follow him, YouTube or Instagram. Let's see. Sunday was the last time I found stuff at Burlington. I'm patient. Semi trucks haven't gotten there yet. Yeah. And sometimes it's like a hit or miss. But Burlington for me, and it seems like for Ken and some other people, have been trending a little down. But next thing you know, next week they'll have like badass cleats. So who knows? Okay, let me see. So yeah, that's what I wanted to talk about was the cleats. Burlington seems aren't putting out any cleats lately, so yeah, we talked about that. A lot of stores are wiped out because of back to school, and yeah, we talked about how that's kind of a factor right now. We're gonna have to give that about like another week or two to kind of rebuild those stores. Merch Studios do keyword target parents buying cleats for kids, or maybe target global shipping keywords, or you just focus on the product title, keywords, and your cleat listings. Yeah, I just focus on the title, the keywords to be whatever the cleat is, and using Nike, the style code, the colorway. Of course, our prices are way better because you're looking at retail, which some of these are even still at like Academy Sports, Dick's Sporting Goods, and then overseas there's still way more money too. So I mean, the price, the photos, and using your standard keywords and product title with the style code, all of that will definitely help you. So I really didn't do any like targeting for parents or anything like that. You just never know who's going to be buying them. And all right, so that's for there. And let me see. Okay, so Burlington, the other things I wanted to talk about is just not to underestimate the New Balance and the Asics shoes. We talked about some of the New Balance made in USA. Jeff said that he sold his pair that he did pick up when I was over there in Phoenix. I sold mine a month and a half ago. When I went this time, looking around, seeing what I could find at Burlington in my areas, I noticed there was a lot less of them. But then in Dallas, man, there was probably only like 2 pairs out of like the 4 Burlingtons. So here we go again. Like that was just a certain time they got these shoes, and then now they're just going to be slowly going away. People buying them. Some, of course, to resell, but a lot of people just had been liking them. Like I've seen people just wearing them, sporting them, showing pictures on Instagram of those New Balance shoes. And now we're going to see them slowly going away. Then eventually they'll be gone. And then that's it. Like that was, now you could probably list them 2-3 months later if you really wanted to hold on to them. But your competition will probably be a lot less. Some of the Asics, we went on like on a sourcing trip, Burlington the first day. Some of these like running Asics shoes, I can't sell Asics on FBA, and a lot of people can't, but a lot of them are really, really high priced. Burlington has been selling them, I think, for like $34.99, and some of them in certain sizes were selling for like $120. And I know we don't look at a lot of the Asics shoes because we're hyped up on the cleats. We're hyped up to see what kind of basketball shoes are out there, things like that. But these are still also low cost shoes that are still doing pretty good. So the New Balance, the Asics, $35, $25, that type of price range, I think you can still make some really, really good money out there. I need to see what else I can find in my area, but for some reason, some of those really good Asics came out there in Dallas. Can we sell cleats and sneakers on Amazon FBA? Only if you're approved, but I would only sell the ones from Marshalls that are brand new with the box. Amazon is very picky with that stuff because they want to make sure that you're not trying to sell counterfeit shoes. a lot of the counterfeiters got a messed up Marshalls. You know, I mean, on Amazon for us, so that's why you got to stick with the Marshall shoes. So you have the brand new with the box. You don't have to deal with any of that stuff. So that's really what you're looking at for FBA. And Jeff, yeah, I haven't really looked too many Asics. Do they sell well? And yeah, surprisingly, a lot of the running, well, not really surprisingly, because a lot of people do wear the running Asics shoes. That's just not really on my niche. So I kind of overlooked some of them until I went to Dallas and I noticed way more than I've ever seen there than in El Paso. So then I started doing some research on it. And sure enough, there's some pretty good ones that are selling in like the 80, 100, and some were as high as like 120 range. You should do a collab with Legit Looks for Life. And I have a funny story with that. Well, that's actually not really a funny story. It's actually just a kind of a crappy story because I was supposed to do a collab with Tim in San Antonio, and then it didn't happen. And what happened was, before this Dallas trip, I was supposed to go to San Antonio. I bought the flight. Everything was good. Got the hotel. Me and the wife are going to go on Friday. And then I got an email and an alert from Southwest that if I do fly into San Antonio, I may not be able to get out because my next flight was on Sunday to go to Dallas. And then I was doing the presentation on Monday. So I was like, man, this sucks. Like, I'm going to have to change it. And sure enough, Southwest, I mean, they didn't charge me extra or anything like that, but because of the flooding, because what was going on with Harvey, they recommended for me not to fly there unless I was just going to kind of stay there for a little while, because they were just having a lot of trouble, of course, with Houston and with people trying to go out of Houston. And we're talking about San Antonio and Austin. So I actually text him and I was like, sorry, like I really, really wanted to do a collab with Tim, and he was totally cool about it. He totally understood, because it was just total mayhem especially in that whole Gulf Coast area. It was just totally different with flooding and all of that. So I had to cancel on him, but I will definitely be in San Antonio on a better weather day and collab with Tim. So I got to let him know. But thanks for reminding me, because I do need to text him and figure that out. Let's see. Sakani's for $16.99. There we go. Yeah, some of those too are actually selling pretty good. If you find the right colorway and or collab. Merch Studios. So you prefer selling the cleats on eBay and not doing them on FBA then? Well, most of the cleats that I've been finding, I didn't have the box. In this case, I don't have the box for all of these, so I'm almost at eBay by default. Like, I can't sell them on FBA. But I do have some Mercurials on FBA right now. So if I do find them brand new with the box, I would totally send them to FBA. If they have a really, really good rank and I can make the money on them, yeah, sure, I would totally send them in for FBA. Let me see. B Sir Mac, what's up, everybody? Hope sales are good. Good to see you here in the chat. And Deformity Shot, what's up? If you find $4.99 Colin Kaepernick jersey at Ross, they sell on Amazon for $80. Sorry, bought 3 medium and sold them all the next day. So you sold them on FBA or you sold them merchant fulfilled? Let me know, Deformity Shot. Because I think for FBA, they had some issues with jerseys because of counterfeits, that they couldn't really figure that out. So I really hadn't been selling any jerseys on FBA. But if you do find the black jersey with red numbers and letters of Kaepernick 49ers at Ross, the limited $150 one, those are selling for like $80 to $90 on eBay right now. They're selling way better than the red one and way better than the white colorway. So look out for that. If you still find the Kaepernick jerseys, pick them up. Deformity Shot to the FBA. So that's good to know. Maybe I'll have to look that up then, because I totally passed from jerseys because of the counterfeit stuff. But I'll look into that again for the Kaepernick jerseys, because I have some still there. I'd rather just send them in to FBA if I can. Would you recommend any places in the UK to find cheap soccer deals? We talked about that too, that most of the people overseas, we're talking about like UK, different countries can't really find these deals. I've never been there to the UK, so I'm not really too sure if you can find some better deals for that. Like Ballerman said here, for the Mercurials for $20, and that just happened to be in our area in the US and how low they've been going. Nike Zoom Rival for $5, sold for $17.50 plus shipping. Pingu the Penguin, I got cleats before they sold in like 6 hours. I bought 2 more of the same colorway. Now they aren't selling. Which cleats? And where did you price them correctly? Were they pretty good priced? And which, unless they were just super popular, let us know. So FBA if you have the box. Yes, FBA if you have them brand new with the box, you don't have to worry about any of that stuff. Except for like returns, but even then it's not really that bad. And let me see. Okay, so my next thing for Burlington, actually my last one for Burlington, and now we're going into our hour long, but last one for Burlington, huge football cleats. I know they're not the most popular. They may not be the, untouchables and things like that, but if you see some of these huge football cleats that are usually $16.99, you're going to start seeing them go down in price, and their next price break is $9.99. Depending on the colorway, depending on the shoe, and of course the size, I would look at picking some of those up for $10. I mean, that's even at $16.99. I know they're cheap, but some of those I know they've only been selling for like $40 range, $45 range. But some of the colorways, the more popular ones, when they go down to $9.99, I would look into starting to pick some of those up, especially if you're first, getting into this resale game. You don't have a lot of money to spend. Picking up $10 cleats and just being patient on those two to kind of like, sell, especially right now, football, we're a really good time for it. I would pick them up. And usually you'll find those like in the back section of Burlington and different colorways, but $10, I mean, that's really, really cheap. I would definitely look into it. And so Pingu the Penguin, so Hyper Venoms, $60 free shipping. Mercurial Vapor, so Mercurial Vapors though, you said for 65. That's pretty low, but also depends on the size. I would look at if they sold quickly, it might be because of the low pricing. So that I would double check though. Also depends, of course, on the size, and because I do think the Mercurial Vapor, like not the non-boot one, is like selling for around that range, but the boot one is selling for a lot more. What is the Adidas style number you type in for eBay? So sometimes it comes out, sometimes it doesn't, and you're gonna do better on a Google search when it comes to Adidas. So if you look at the Adidas tag, they have like, it's like an art, and then it's like B something something something. So that like combo, the art, whatever, that's what you want to type in. I wish I had like an Adidas shoe I can show you. At least I can kind of look it up for you. Back here, do I have anything? I don't have anything back here I can kind of look up. But that's what you would oh yeah, I have some tubulars I could probably look up real quick. But that's what you would search for. But you're probably not going to find it on eBay. You'd have to do a Google search, and then you would get the actual name, and then you'd put that in. All right, let me see. My brother texted me, found a pair of Untouchables, but they were a size 16. So hopefully he still picked them up though. But even if they're still huge, Untouchables, $20, still pick them up. There we go. Ray has an example there too. Any luck with hats? Yes, I have sent them into FBA, and that just goes to the same thing. Like a particular team, pricing $7.99 is like the low end Ross price for them. Yeah, I mean, there have been some pretty good hats to pick up, but you have to really be particular with the ones you do get. Snapbacks do sell a little bit better. Also because with the fitted hats, you have to find the person that has that particular size. But some hats, even fitted, I mean, they're just too good to pass up on. Maybe a Ross find of the week this week, which you will see. Have you gone to sneaker con? No, I haven't gone to sneaker con in a good while. Especially, I think I probably should have gone to maybe like a Dallas one. I think that really would have been cool. I'm gonna have to see on a next sneaker con and which ones to go to. Maybe Phoenix too. I know they had one recently, a couple of months ago. And let me see. And Ross is hit or miss for me, but did some Adidas police boots retail for $200. That's kind of crazy. High quality Mitchell & Ness Pelican snapbacks for $10 earlier this week. So pretty cool there from Cody. And let me see. That was pretty much it from my Marshalls Burlington. We had like 3 tips for each. What I noticed was kind of trending in August and what we can kind of look for September. And we know that winter is coming, so we can look out for that. And that's it. We pretty much went for an hour, almost perfect timing on that. And if we have any other questions, anything you want to let me know in the chat, I can answer that for you, or we can just talk about anything else that's going on, any other trends that you noticed in your area, or maybe mine were kind of similar to yours, especially with Burlington. Then it seems like we're all kind of like in the same area and seeing what else they get that's coming up new. So yeah, I know we went a little early today, but it kind of helped out a little bit going a little early. But that was our full hour. European sizes sell in certain cleats, they do, but not that I noticed with like basketball shoes or anything like that. So Vapor cleats are good. Vapor Untouchables are good. Vapor Shark, no. And I know Ken's gonna laugh because we always laugh from like Vapor Shark and some of these, because I mean I've seen like Vapor Sharks are out of control at Marshalls and Dallas too. Those are like $42 retail, and those are gonna sit for a long time. Great show, great information. Appreciate it, Bobby. So next week we'll have a new show. Actually, next week I don't know if I'm gonna have a show. I think I am gonna be out I'll be out in Seattle during that time. But I'll have a new video somehow, some way, to get that 3 videos a week. But thanks, everybody. Bobby, appreciate it. Ray, Ken in the house, for sure. Merch Studios, Deformity Shot. Jeff, always good to talk to you. So good to see everybody here that showed up for the live chat and the early show. And if early is better, because at one point we had like 90 watchers. If earlier is better, then I can gladly change my time instead of going. I'm usually going like 7 p.m. Mountain Standard Time, so we'd be going like 2 hours later. But if earlier is better, cool, I can make that change. Thanks again, Trey, for the $5. And thanks again, Debbie. Good to see you too. And Zach, always good to talk to you. Thanks, guys. Appreciate it. I'm glad you caught the live show. Yes, cool. And Elizabeth, good to see you too. San Diego, Mike, appreciate it. We'll see you guys on Friday. Ross finds of the week ready to go, and you will like this Ross find of the week, guarantee it. I don't do a live stream every day. I usually just do it on Wednesdays, and today I went earlier, but only for Wednesdays are my live shows. So thanks, guys, again. Ballerman, we'll see you. Gijasso, yes, thanks. And Lil Kyrie, hey, yes. Debbie, I'll see you in Seattle. Nice. See you guys. Go out and get it.